Hey guys, Loco here with another Loco recap. But for you today, I have something very special. I'm here with your boy, Adam Moriarty from Mobalytics. Say hi, Adam.
Hey, it's your boy Adam Moriarty Isles, Challenger Coach, here with Loco.
So we're gonna do a normal recap. It's gonna be on TL versus Immortals, and yeah, we're gonna go through the game together, discuss some of the things that are going on. It might be a little longer than we normally have it because we're not gonna be quick cutting, but yeah, here it is. Let's get started with the draft. So for Immortals, they're doing actually very normal bans, Aatrox, Mordekaiser, GP, very much targeted at Impact. And for Team Liquid, Senna ban, it's a Team Liquid Classic. Warren, that's mostly a red side tax. And the set, also kind of a red side tax. What do you think of the draft?
Yeah, I think TL's just picking like a very stereotypical NA comp where you're picking a bunch of power picks like Olaf, Nahlis, MF, Zoe, and putting them together. And you have the Zac, who is just supposed to kind of negate Renekton a little bit, farm it out, and then engage team fights for the rest of the team. Immortals, though, I kind of like their composition a little bit more. It just feels like they actually have like a game plan where they're going to try and run the early game over with Renekton, Kiana, pressure, and then Gragas dives. And then after that, they just have Aphelios to 1v9 team fights, and then Gragas to Tahm Kench to disengage. So I like the flow of the INT team cup a lot.
So you actually play high-rated solo queue, so
Yeah.
I have a question for you. Aika, Soaz, these guys, they aren't the most mechanically talented players. As a coach, isn't it kind of troll to put your non-mechanically talented players on these such mechanically demanding champions? Like Kiana and Renekton, unless you're getting ahead early, like they fall off pretty hard, especially Renek.
Yeah, Soaz actually has like a history of playing Renekton, so I'm not as worried as him. It is supposed to be a bully champion, but Soaz is just like such a smart player that I think he can make it work. As for the Aika Kiana's a champion that can just abandon the laning phase even from behind and still make stuff happen, and she's still threatening in the flank position. So even a non-super executed Kiana can still apply pressure to the early game. And then with Xmissy disengage, with Hakuo peeling, and, you know, a consistent team fighter like Apollo, he's not like the super, 1v9 Uzi, but he's going to be consistent, and he's going to have the Aphelios for late game. So even though they might not like be the best team to execute a comp like this, like maybe this is more of a...
C9.
This is like a very like C9 comp, or I could even see Rookie the Shy running this. You know what I mean?
Let's stay within our atmosphere.
I'm just saying it's like a very LPL style comp. I do like the comp overall. But yeah, that's kind of how I think about it. I think they can pull it off. I do think maybe the Kiana might be a little questionable, but the rest of it I like.
Okay, so when I look at TL 4 and 5, you talk about picking strong picks.
Yeah.
But I actually think the Olaf pick is really troll when it's not enabled by a more cohesive draft. Like you want stuff like Yumi, you want stuff like Soraka. And also, I do think Zoe has like a decent early game, but Zoe, Olaf don't really play well with each other.
That's what I'm saying. Like they're individually strong picks, but in this situation it's like, who is Zoe picking here? Because the other enemy team's not really going to group up as 5 for her to really like siege down. They have the TK just in case. Same thing with like, who is Olaf diving? It just feels like TL picked a lot of, just normal considered power picks, right? But they have nothing to do with each other even remotely.
And also, the Zac pick into Renekton is just straight trolling.
Yeah, there's a lot of other counter picks that just like make that could have been used here. Even something that's like might seem a little bit troll, but like Korea and LPL, they really like the Quinn into Renekton. Even that
is not an impact champion though. You have to
I know it's not impact, but I'm just saying like, because the enemy team is so snowball oriented, if you pick something that's solely meant to stop Renekton in the lane, it would have been nice here. But this is more of like a team fight choice, but it's not, I don't know, it's just such a weird choice.
Impact's a really good Shen player.
So yeah, I like the Shen. I like the Shen here, actually.
It works well with the Olaf, too.
Yeah, I really, really like the Shen. Shen Renekton's good. It will stop Kiana from roaming too much. It will be able to protect the MF from flanks. I like the Shen pick, actually. I think that would have been a much smarter choice here than pretty much anything else.
Okay, so we talked about the draft enough. Now let's get to the game. Looks like they were trying something level 1. We had Olaf and Zac bot side.
I'm always interested in these when people try and like read each other at level 1 and try and look for a kill or a chunk out. I want to see a little bit more of that, like research being done for level 1 plays. I think it's a little bit more, I don't know, it just feels like something you should be doing at this kind of level of play instead of just like automatically 5-pointing.
It's just cause it's LCS and these games aren't that meaningful. Like a single game at LCS honestly isn't that meaningful unless you're in like playoff range. I guess DLA INT is in that playoff range, so they need every single win.
Exactly.
Oh.
But I get what you're saying. Like you practice this like level 1 strat, and then it's like for one off game in the season, and then it's like not usable later on. So it's like pretty pointless. But I don't know.
Yeah. Really important in playoffs though.
I really like what Jensen's doing there. Kiana's like one of the worst level 1 champions in mid lane, and Jensen took Aerie, so he's just able to completely zone and bully Ike out at level 1.
Oh, fun fact. That is actually very true, and that's something that Riot balanced around. Having Kiana be really weak at level 1 and somewhat at level 2.
Yeah.
So when players started jungling her, the Riot designers were like, wait, what the hell? This was not supposed to happen.
Yeah. I mean, when I first heard about her, I actually thought she'd be a jungler. But obviously mid lane, rush Moby is still one-shot people is the way to go. Wow, I can't believe that Q hit.
I mean, they did everything in their power to kill Kiana jungle and remove the attack speed on the W.
Yeah, good. That was not fun. How do you feel about this matchup between Nihilist MF versus Aphelios TK? How do you feel like that goes?
Aphelios is actually so interesting because he's supposed to be like one of the weaker laners in a lot of sense because
he's only really bad at 1. I actually think he's perfectly fine after that.
His 1 isn't even that bad because of the Calibra and his sniper rifle.
Yeah,
like, having natural range
yeah.
is so dumb.
I'm just saying, like, you don't have an ability, so it can be abused, but it's still like Caitlyn auto attack range almost. So
yeah. I mean, Renekton pushing in Zac, very normal.
Yeah, and then Broxo just completely ignoring topside. They're gonna do the standard, leave impact on an island, have them farm against Soaz. Jensen is just murdering Ica though right now.
This is how the matchup's supposed to go.
100%. Like this is this is how it's supposed to go. I don't think it's supposed to be this bad, but it's definitely how it's supposed to go.
Yeah. So like Kiana's not really a champion earlier on. You're just so dependent on jungle.
How do you feel about the decision between going? He went minion dematerializer over biscuits, like a lot of people do. How do you feel about that?
It's what for canon because you feel like for certain champions you really like the demat because it allows you to clear the range creeps with like 1 spell or like 2 rotations that you normally aren't able to. Kiana's able to do that anyways, so I'm not sure if demat's that required.
The only thing I can think about for demat is sometimes I know Apta does this on Fizz, but because they normally don't get to choose their recall timings, they just take the demat so that they can find one.
So they can push for it.
Yeah, so they can push for it whenever they do get a chance. But Jesus, that mid CS difference is huge. Every other lane looks like it's pretty as expected. Impact will be slightly behind, but he's just mostly looked to play for team fights.
Another thing about picking Olaf, especially when it's into Gragas, is for like the early game matchup, right?
Yeah.
But when your other matchup is Zac into Renekton and you have no priority from top side.
And bot side's like really safe too, so it's like you can only play through mid.
Yeah, and you can't even fight for Scuttle and stuff like that. So I feel like the Olaf pick is so wasted.
Yeah, here I can't.
Can you explain this?
Yeah. So basically, a lot of people saw this play and they're like, "Holy shit!" Like Ica wasn't even close to the kill. Ica actually had lethal there. If he Q'd during his E, he would have gotten the first Q off, which would have rooted. You'll see it here again. So you'll see he's not going to get the root off, and he's only going to get 1 Q off during his combo. Watch. This is so funny.
Flash eek.
So he like flashes and then like W's like mid E or something. It's so weird. But if he does the normal combo, which is flash EQ, auto attack, and then WQ, he actually kills Jensen there before he can flash. Or at the very least, he doesn't get like completely solo killed. So
like Impact.
Yeah, like Impact just did. So like it's just such a bad mechanical mistake because when you look at it on your keyboard, it's just like his hand had to physically pass over Q to hit W's. So it's like, it makes no sense that you can make that mistake.
So exactly that's what happened. He missed the Q press. So he's meaning to do EQ WQ, right?
Yeah.
But he did E WQ. And
yeah.
then
So he just
Q.
Yeah, and then he didn't get the auto attack off either because there's no root. So it's just like.
I'm not sure if he needed the auto there. He had enough burst damage probably.
He might not have needed it. I'm just saying like you can fit it in there, but it's funny because he actually had the right idea and he had the kill on Jensen. He just messed it up really bad.
The Kiana that does that really well is Yucal. Oh my god, that guy.
Oh, the Yucal Kiana?
Yeah, he's so clean about just getting.
I remember watching
off.
replays when I wanted to learn Kiana. I'm just like, I actually like just gave up. I'm like, I can't be this clean.
Sometimes you watch someone,
Yeah,
and instead of it inspiring you, you're like, oh, this is not the champion for me.
Yeah. So this is a really interesting fight. So TL's just like forcing this because they have such large mid prio.
They can just wait. All they can do, they can just wait, get the damage off. They were at least able to get it, and Kiana was shoved in.
Whoa, why are they pushing in here?
Oh.
So this is another reason why I don't like the Zac pick. They picked
Zac into
Gragas,
yeah.
right? And then Impact
Kiana
just
coming in. Oh my god, the angle, the ult angle. Oh.
Okay, so like what I don't understand is TL got the dragon, and they're a composition that is never supposed to be able to get the dragon, right? They are not supposed to win in the early game versus INT's comp, so they get the dragon to delay the game so they can outscale, and then they just forced the Zac TP when Zac should have been like, Renekton TP'd in for no reason, so let me just catch up and farm, right?
Yeah.
And stabilize my lane. They should have just kept Impact top lane, stabilized top lane, because he got solo killed, so he needs the help. Instead of just forcing a team fight they were never going to win in the first place. And then that stupid Gragas versus Zac interaction comes into play here.
Yeah. He feels like he has like a flank angle or something. And then Gragas goes boom. And Apollo didn't even trust him.
Apollo did not trust him.
Yeah.
Apollo did not trust him. But even then, like, Apollo still has flash, Tom Ken still has flash. Like, IMT had so many resources, and Ica hadn't even shown up yet. So Ica gets a free flank if they funnel into that choke point in the river.
The Ica flank potential is so huge. If they funneled in and they're actually getting committed to the fight and they're along that wall, oh my god, Kiana's going to do so much work.
Yeah, especially just like, I really hate the ult interaction with Kiana in the river where the aftershock still freezes you.
Yeah.
It means like it's an impossible ability to mess up in river fights. But yeah, TL just forced to fight for absolutely no reason with a comp where they're just not supposed to fight there. It's not even like MF or Nautilus were sick, so they could wombo in the choke point where they could try and fight one side of the team fight with their wombo combo.
Just timing for everything is unrequired.
Yeah.
This kill is also impossible unless Soads is
I don't get this.
This doesn't happen. Yeah, the only way they get this kill is he E's in forward twice or something.
Even then, he flashes out.
Yeah.
Right, because Impact has no ult. So best case scenario is Soaz completely runs it down and has to blow flash. But it's just really odd to me.
Olaf's still waiting here. What do you want?
Yeah, I don't understand.
It's not happening. It's not happening.
Is he trying to counter getting? No, counter getting Smithy.
Yeah,
it doesn't exist.
They would just turn on him.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just that team fight was big throw from TL. I mean, just take the free dragon and peace out.
But this is how the matchup's supposed to go. That Zac gets destroyed by Renekton, and TL's picking into the matchup.
Yeah, and like you said, like the Gragas is there to completely counter Zac as a champion.
Yeah. Wow, someone got paid off.
Coaching staff paid off. Get him. Look at that trade.
This is where Zac starts feeling a little bit better.
Yeah.
Oh,
honestly, like,
this feels so weird because you're doing it where you don't have grab at him on Apollo.
Probably they wanted to relieve a little pressure from Ica while Smithy was going for the Herald. I think that's all it was.
They have so much control from top side. I don't think that.
I think they don't necessarily need to. I think they get this either way. I just think like that's what they're thinking. They're gonna ulti in. They're gonna provide push for Ica, and then they can take it. It's not like I think it's a little bit of waste because they do end up losing some farm on bot side for it. But I can understand it a little bit.
It's just so weird because his next weapon was grab at him.
Yeah.
He went from Calibrium to grab at him.
So they can make the play a little bit later.
Yeah, they make the play later, and it's so guaranteed.
He probably could have even prepped it too, because you can just spam Q to prep it, waste your ammo. Mid CS difference. And then Zoe even like greeting on the item buy. Normally versus like 80 assassins, like greeting and not picking up Seekers is like really risky. But he's just like hard stomping lane.
It's Jensen versus Ica.
Yeah. Jensen's been playing pretty well this season, actually. I've been pretty impressed. He actually is playing a lot more solo queue than normal, too. I normally never see him in solo queue, but lately he's actually at the top of the ladder.
Yeah. I heard Impact's been playing a lot more, too.
He's been playing... So he normally plays a lot, but right now he's playing even more than usual, which is... He's the solo queue player. Him and CoreJJ are the ones that played the most solo queue.
Yeah, Xmithy, Jensen, and Double also normally are.
So fun fact, Xmithy has never ended a season higher than Diamond 2.
Really?
Yeah.
That cannot be true.
It is true. It is true.
There has to be accounts you don't know about.
No. Because at MobileX we have all of their Smurf accounts.
Yeah.
He's never ended above Diamond 2.
Fun fact. Not very fun.
I'm just saying, it's just like I think he might be the only player that's true for.
How much do you think the solo queue plays into his actual skill level?
I think it plays a lot because he looks shaky mechanically this season, right? And he isn't capable of picking up a lot of new picks. You see him mostly staying to his comfort picks over the years. And obviously it's like a decent pool, but he's never, he's never really extending.
Why did Core engage that?
I don't know.
He actually hooked first, right?
I also don't know why TL like feels the need to like fight this.
They should just stay top.
Yeah.
It's IMT has 0 dragons so far.
Right,
They're
and
not threatening Dragon Soul at all.
Yeah, and it's not like TL like hit like particular like they have item spikes, but it's mostly just like why fight this comp right now in the river?
Just he queued into his death.
Yeah. Like one single Infernal Dragon is actually pretty weak. It doesn't like a single Infernal Dragon is very pointless.
Individual dragons don't do anything. It's a threat of Dragon Soul.
Right, and TL already delayed it by a very long time, so you don't necessarily even have to fight that dragon. You can just give up.
Okay, here, let's see if they can actually get this.
Maybe.
Flash. Dodge the axe.
That was a clean dodge, I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, but the thing is, sure, Soaz had to burn Flash, but they're committing just so much
Double
to
ults
this.
too.
Yeah. Double
ults and they both get chunked to half. So Soa still has lane priority, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like one ult.
Oh,
Ica. Ica's a madman.
That was more Jensen ending also.
Yeah. So Jensen just went for like a lot of like luxury vision there. Like he tried to check the river brush when he knew people were in the river brush.
I think the strong aspect of TL's draft, at least, is Olaf and Zoe in the early game. And
is such a good 2v2,
prio.
yeah. But they're not, I haven't seen any like mid-prio plays, right? Where like Jensen's pushed Ica in and then Olaf looks to invade or something. Like I've never seen that.
But they're just so focused on like this Zac versus Renekton matchup that they counterpick. Oh god.
That one is just coming back to haunt them because bot lane went even, if we don't count the Core JJ in. But mid was completely outclassed early game. Apollo taking on that tower with the Severum.
They're behind on tempo for swaps too.
It's not the Severum, but
Chakram.
Yeah, Chakram.
So if someone's asking, wouldn't it make sense to get many Jags to prevent Dragon Soul? I don't get it. The thing is, in the earlier fights, the team comp that is more early game based, like IMTs, is going to be stronger for the fights, right?
Right.
And you only have to prevent them from getting 4. It doesn't matter if they get 3, so you can let them have 1, you can let them have 2, you can even let them have 3.
Yeah.
But that's when you really start fighting.
So because TL was lucky enough, so TL's comp is not supposed to be able to take dragons, at least the first 2, they shouldn't win them. So they got lucky and they were able to find a timing to get the first one. So when you come into this match, you should actually be, as the TL, you should be like, we're likely going to go down 2 dragons. And then we'll fight after that because our comp is better 5v5, or it can be.
That is at least the theory behind it, but this comp isn't even that great 5v5 comparatively.
Yeah. But they shouldn't be winning the early dragon fights versus INT's comp, so the fact that they already are a dragon up, they should just leave it. They should, because normally they'd have to give that second dragon up anyways, so they should just be thankful that they got one, and that, the threat of getting 4 dragons is delayed.
Yeah.
That's pretty much why they shouldn't fight it.
So as the weaker comp, when the enemy team is doing dragons, you just stay in lane, you push out, you maybe try to get Herald,
you try and get gold.
Yeah. You play for the things on the opposite side of the map.
Yeah, so basically there's kind of like 2 theories on the early game. One is you play for dragons and you use that as your win condition, or you play for gold and for things like Herald or plates or just lane farm, and then you use that gold advantage to win the 3rd or 4th dragon fight, and then that's how you win the game.
Yeah.
So TL is more of the I want money and then I'm gonna win, and IMT is more the I want dragons
and come out to fight.
Come out to fight comp.
Oof,
oh my god.
The engage here. Broxah using ult defensively. Anytime Olaf uses ult defensively,
it's a lost fight when he's gonna run out. Over. So, it's so weird.
They're contesting in positions they can never be contesting in.
Yeah, they're just Coordinator's just getting caught out for absolutely no reason.
It feels like they don't understand their strength. Maybe they feel like they can take the fight there, and I'm like, you're a Nautilus.
But it's more so what are you taking the fight for? Right? Why are you engaging in such a awkward position?
This looks a lot like my solo queue games. I'm fucking beating up on the mid laner.
Yeah.
And my team's inting around me.
Not the ones I was watching. Okay, so dragon spawning here. This is actually something they could fight, just because Ika's ultimate is down. Although it might come up just for the fight. It's like here it's just like
they're actually engaging the fight.
Yeah. So like I understand getting like the initial pick, but just like
Oof. ER.
they just ignored that Ika could even is even a player.
Double force to burn flash after too.
Yeah. And especially losing your flash and your AD carry before an important dragon fight, because this is the dragon fight that TL is supposed to come in and try and contest and win, and your AD carry lost flash versus a double flank comp, right? Where Renekton and Kiana are trying to flank, so it's just like super risky.
Oh,
What? He was slept. How does Core JJ miss that Q?
man, he must want tactical back on the team.
That's what it is.
Ica looking for the angle. WQ off the river, and then maybe ult or not, I guess.
No, I think he's really just wants to save ult for the team fight itself. I think you can look for the pick on double if there, but
The MF is just so weak without flash, and she only had heal, so I'm pretty sure he had like.
I think he has the kill, but I think like the team call is we want your ult for this team fight.
I don't think he's confident enough.
There's also that.
Going on impact.
I like the chunk.
EQ, WQ.
I actually think he's playing this like pretty good. He chunks impact to half.
Yeah. It's really like long as Ica stays hidden, it's really hard for a double.
And I do like that he picked up the blackout item. So that way it's a lot easier for him to flank.
Fight starting on Apollo X Smithy.
The Severum ultimate. Dude, look at that manliness. He's just frontline Aphelios.
Well, that's just purely for chunk. That's
I like that ultimate.
That he can go to dragon.
Yeah, he just chunks TL out and then they go for drag.
Yeah.
But that team fight is so much harder for TL because they know double if doesn't have flash. So if Ica flashes it on him, if Renekton flashes it on him, like you never want to be in position like double lift when both the enemy flank champions have flash and you don't. Like it's so ridiculous. It's another reason why like the Nollis pick just seems weird here. I would have preferred like some kind of peel support. Would have been nice. Like when you see that kind of dive comp, like imagine if MF had the TK.
No one plays anything, and no one plays any defensive supports or any peel supports into TK, because Tom Kench actually wins most of his melee matchups.
Yeah, he does.
So this is where people should be picking stuff like Janna. People should be picking stuff like.
I'm a really big fan of like picking enchanters into TK and just hard outscaling them.
Yeah.
Dude, imagine if you have the Janna. Like how does Kiana and like Renekton like fight into Janna? They just can't.
So the thing about picking enchanters into melee supports is the jungle plus the support setup is so strong.
So that's what I've always thought, because I definitely don't see it very often in competitive play.
Yeah, so whenever it's like, just imagine it's like Nautilus Gragas.
Yeah.
It's impossible to live as like the Janna or the Lulu.
Yeah, I
but
can see that.
Tom Kench has like near zero like.
Gank assist.
Yeah, gank assist.
Especially like the new variants of Tom Kench.
Yeah. So he's actually the one opportunity where people could be playing enchanter supports.
Yeah, I like it.
But the other thing that also plays into it is you need to have practice on it, so it's hard to get separate practice just for enchanter supports, just for Tom Kench. Hako checking in, this time actually working out.
Really good pick setup.
Yeah. Third time's charm.
Yeah, that one's just weird because like you see Hakuo like setting up vision control on the top side, but then like Aphelios isn't even like remotely close, and he's like their main team player who just hit 2 items. Just feels like he got a little bit overconfident here. If you're TL here, like how do you feel like you come back into this one?
Well, I need items. Right now it's like not a good time. Aphelios 2 items.
It's like, are there any items in particular?
Zoe, Zanya's probably Misfortune 2nd item, and then like that's like the bare minimum.
Bare minimum, you think they can win fights?
I don't think I can win fights on 2, but it gives me a better shot than fighting right now.
Yeah.
My most ideal would be 3 items. Misfortune 3 items, Zoe 3 items, like Zac getting to finish 3 items.
Yeah, it's just they don't have the timer for that anymore because they lost too many dragons. So they won't hit 3 before Soul Fight is up.
So I guess like the other question people might ask is like, why can't they just wait for 3 items and give up the dragons? Once you give up Dragon Soul, it's really meaningful.
Is this Mountain as well?
Yeah, it's Mountain Soul.
Yeah, Mountain Soul, especially against like TL's comp, It's gonna cause like way too many issues where the Zoe in particular won't have the damage to one-shot people and set up picks. Where Zoe, despite how she like perceived, she's not like the most amazing team fight champion, mostly because her DPS is low. So when you have champions like the TK, the Renekton, and even the Gragas, who's gonna be building a Zanya's with the Mountain Shield, with the extra resistances, he won't be getting the one-shots that he needs, especially through Tahm Kench Eat, and then he just won't have what it takes to carry fights, especially because he's been forced to go defensive with Zanya's. So like getting pen is gonna be hard.
Yeah.
It's like it's a really unfortunate drag and draw.
Yeah, right now, Kiana and Aphelios both have their items
I love
complete.
the itemization from Ica, actually. I think grabbing the Edge of Night second is really, really, really smart in this kind of situation where he's just looking to threaten flank and then make sure he's not getting CC'd by Nautilus or Zoe.
Yeah, it's not like a one-shot build. It's more it has a lot more utility while still keeping the damage.
Yeah, because he knows like Renekton's diving in with him and he's going to get a chunk from Gragas combo or Aphelios ultimate. So he knows like he doesn't need 100 to 0 damage. He just needs like 70 to 0 damage.
Yeah. The normal build is Ghostblade, Duskblade.
Yeah, that's the normal one. The enemy team is building a lot of armor right now, so
Kiana damage falls off, but the thing that doesn't fall off is the
ult.
flank. Yeah, the flank threat, and also her utility whenever she's fighting in river and she gets grass element, she's untargetable.
yeah. So right now her damage is actually pretty low. You got a nice job from the observer. I'm really liking the production value actually.
All
lately.
the armor clicks. Yeah.
Yeah, the armor clicks are just like, I don't know, they're adding like a lot of like neat little stat bars too. But yeah, there's just like so many toppies, armor items on everyone but double lift. So Ica's like 100 to 0 potential really isn't there right now with the build that he chose. But again, it's all about the flanks, all about the chunks. This is going to be probably the most important fight that's happened in this game, run this third dragon, because it's going to set the... If TL wins this fight, then they're on even footing, and IMT feels really pressured to start making plays. But if IMT wins this, they can kind of just like, coast a little bit.
Yeah, even though Gragas is an AP champion, he's not someone that demands you to build a lot of MR. He's very bursty, not a lot of sustain. I think Karthus is the only champion from jungle that can demand the team to build MR.
I think so too. I mean, champions like Elise, again, burst, Talia, maybe, but mostly just Karthus. Karthus is the god AP champ.
TL finally getting some control around mid lane.
Ica's already setting up for a flank. Again, I really like the blackout.
He's going to spot that pink ward there.
Yeah. TL, Impact's doing like a nice job of zoning here, looking for an engage. The weird thing is like engaging fights on TL side just seem bad because Ica already has the flank.
They need someone to mark Ica, but I don't think they have someone that can mark Ica. Maybe Core JJ or Olaf. Actually, Olaf's perfect for marking.
Yeah, because Olaf isn't going to do anything else in these fights anyways. You might as well allocate Olaf to
So his only job is find Kiana and chase her around so she's not engaging.
Yeah, because I actually think he'll win 1v1 versus Ica, actually. And he's not going to be able to run into Aphelios TK. There's no chance, right? So his only usefulness is doing that.
Engaging on Soads.
Yeah. See, this is risky because Ica has the flank still.
Okay, they got some pokes. Not the worst. But yeah, they can never walk all the way in through a river. Yeah. And you can see both side lanes pushing into TL, losing a lot of farm. The wave's going to build up.
This is really good macro from IMT. Like you mentioned, like they're losing a lot of farm. They have the flank, and they just keep this up. TL's just going to fall farther behind in farm.
All they have to do is maintain this position.
Yeah.
And then the farm's going to bounce back to them. They collect the farm, they can come back into it.
Yeah.
TL recognizing that, they feel like, okay, we have to start this. Like, we can't just sit here the whole time.
Kill the scuttle instantly, get that movement speed. But now IMT gets an even better flank.
Yeah, Ica's behind them.
Yeah.
All they have to do is walk in.
Where's Renekton too? There, he's coming in. So they actually see Ica.
Oh, Olaf needs to mark Ica, not the Zac.
So like they're trying to get they start drag.
Zac.
Yeah, they start drag here. They engage. Yeah,
meaningless.
Well, like what is the front line doing here? Look at Ica.
Double and Jensen are vulnerable to Ica.
Well, yeah, they can't deal damage.
By time ult. Oh my god.
The river alts are so like because the thing is like they can't DPS. If you watch Jensen and Doublelift in that fight, they couldn't auto attack the whole time.
They had Zac going in and like Olaf on Dragon.
Yeah.
They don't understand the rules of what needs to be done in a fight.
So like I'm okay with TL starting that fight because again
they're forced
to start it. They can't allow the standoff, but the frontline champions have to come back. They need to start the fight, come back, and try and catch one of the INT members over chasing, and then all focus that one person down. who got hit by a bubble, who got hit by Core JJCC. But then when you lose that fight straight up with the Baron still up, it's just over now.
Yeah. So if the Kiana's good, honestly, it's like near impossible. I did watch a few LEC game where Perks was playing Kiana at the start of the season.
Yeah.
She's untargetable with the grass element.
It's so good.
But Aika isn't that level of a player, so I think having Olaf mark her and maybe trying to throw bubbles or trying to land a hook or something.
Yeah. Watch the front line here. Watch the front line here. So what they're supposed to do is it's okay for Impact to engage, but then they come back. So disengage, pop, fine.
U-turn.
Back. Everyone back.
They got knocked back, but they're still going forward.
But they're still going forward.
Yeah, they're still going forward.
And look how Doublelift and Jensen, they did almost no DPS that fight.
They can't, though.
Yeah, it's
if
not
they
their
walk
fault.
up, Aika just gets that angle over the wall. Yeah.
So Core JJ, Impact, Olaf all run back towards them, and then they push together again.
Yeah.
Like a kind of just like a wall in the enemy team, and they just try and focus one person down with CC, and then they can win that team fight. Especially because if they run back and they funnel into the MF ult, because MF didn't get the ult.
Zach's the one that did the most damage.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah. I mean, MF and Zoe can't do anything there.
Yeah, Zoe couldn't hit any skill shots because it was just weird. Because I remember a lot of people on Reddit were like flaming him and that Jensen that team fight for missing skill shots. He just couldn't hit them. There's like no good way to hit the skill shots. And then MF couldn't ulti because the front line didn't funnel back into them to make IMT chase for a good MF ult.
You know how we talked about scaling?
Yeah.
It's not like TL Giga outscales IMT.
No, they just...
There's slight outscaling.
Yeah.
But when Aphelios has 3 items and MF has 2, like there is no outscaling items.
Yeah, it's mostly like they outscale in the sense that if both teams line up 5v5, like, you know, like British military style, you know, just line, shoot the guns, then TL's comp will win. But they're not like strong enough item-wise to force that situation to ever occur. So they're just always going to get flanked and they're always going to die.
Oh man.
I really want to see like Smithy's like next ult just like chunk double lift to half and then just take the tower. I love in Baron situations using your ultimate to chunk the enemy carry to half and then just walking up for tower.
People do that a lot more when they're sieging turrets too. Just like using your ult, like pretending like you're gonna go in.
Yeah.
And then they have to back off and you lose your turret.
Yeah. I love those kind of plays, especially with Baron up. I do also like that they're pressuring 3 lanes. I think Aika should go back to pressuring 3 lanes. Yeah, because he's like trying to like catch a rotation or whatever in that turret, and just keep pushing. Good. That's exactly what I want to see. I would have I really would have preferred keeping the 1-3-1 because mid tower's so low.
Yeah.
TL's forcing a team fight here. It's pretty much they have to try and get a pick.
Oh, it's so
the Olaf
worthless.
is so useless. I love that ultimate from Aphelios, the Gravitum snare on everyone. Jensen tries to make an outplay from grabbing the flash, can't get it.
They also went on Hakuo, and he's like, well, I'm a Tom Kench, I have 2 HP.
I mean, they just had to, right? Like, they had to go on someone.
Plate.
They had to go on someone.
It's just desperation.
Yeah. Like, and because they can't allow the 1-3-1 slip push to occur with Baron.
They put themselves on a timer, and they're forced to react in, like, terrible situations.
Yeah. Like, now they lost their whole base.
This was going to happen eventually. Like, TL's way of preventing this was getting a fight started before this happens.
Nice cue from Jensen. Aphelios healing too much, though. Nice.
Aphelios is too safe. He's too safe here.
Yeah.
Doesn't feel the
Look
threat.
at that. He doesn't. He's like front like Aphelios.
Yeah. And they can't even chase deep into him because the moment they chase, Aika gets the angle.
Yeah, Aika got the angle. Honestly, if I'm Aika there, I just take inhib. Like, I don't even care about the fight. I just take inhib.
Reset, next dragon up in 50.
Yeah, it's a very...
You have to come into us for it.
Oof. Very clean. The other annoying part about what's going to happen is Aphelios, Kiana, and Renekton flashes are going to be up. I mean, all the flashes for TL are going to be up too, but it's just like... I feel like the IMT flashes are more important besides double lifts. Like, double lifts is the only important flash for TL. God, this Olaf pick is just doing absolutely nothing.
You picked it to beat Gragas early, but you
don't have champions that let you beat him early. It's not like Core JJ was like roaming either, you know what I mean?
I really think if you just play the role of zoning Aika, that gives you... You're just trading 1-for-1. Both of you guys aren't doing anything in the fight.
But Aika's role in team fights is more important than Olaf.
Way more important than Olaf. Aika's probably the most or the second most important role on IMT when it comes to team fights. Yeah. And Olaf is by far the least important.
I think it's probably like... Aika, then Apollo, then Smithy.
Yeah. So you're trading your least important member for their most important member.
Oh yeah.
All right, Ica coming in from one angle.
Nice. I really like
Even if they get this dragon, the angle's too bad. Yeah.
Ica flash, it's too hard.
2 stopwatches right away.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. The
Yeah.
double flashes on the back line.
And Soaz on top of them.
Yeah.
Gonna go back with the WQ. Yep.
Because TL didn't push one side of the fight, right? And then they also didn't disengage to funnel themselves back into the choke, right? On the opening to river. So they just lose.
I mean, Apollo got the penta, but it was all Ica.
Yeah, that was actually really good. And the Smithy ult was good too. Even the Soaz flashing in the backline. Just when you're in that situation, don't get me wrong, it's super hard. But you either need to commit to pushing one side of the flank, or you all need to retreat in the same choke point so that MF can ulti and disperse the enemy team and disengage.
I don't think the retreat play is possible because if they retreat, then
I know they can.
They lose dragon.
Yeah, I know they can. I'm just like, in general, in those type of fights, that's what you do. In this scenario, you can't retreat, so they needed to push front side.
You know, I hate to discredit a team after they win, but honestly, a lot of their Immortal wins are like this, where the other team just play so goddamn awful.
Okay, and give it to them.
TL played so goddamn awful.
Yeah, it's just one of those things. Like each individual champion of TL's comp is not bad, but none of them really like made sense against the enemy comp.
Or they work together well at all.
Yeah, they don't even work together.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I will give credit to IMT though, because they for what it's worth, they had a comp and they executed the win condition really well, right? Like they knew they had to play for the dragon fights. They did play for the dragon fights, and they even got proper flanks off, right? They set up the flanks, they went for it. It's good.
TL made it so easy with the Zac pick, and Core JJ engaging both times, like when they don't have control.
Yeah.
Yes, Immortals played well, but TL just like opened the doors for them.
Yeah. So like, to keep your analogy going, like TL opened the door for them, but at least IMT was good enough to walk through, right?
Yeah.
They knew they needed to walk through the door, and then they did.
Yeah.
Right. So
There's definitely teams in NA where you open the door for them and they're like, no, we don't want to go in.
Are you sure? You know?
Yeah. They close the door and they trip and fall and they're like, I never got the invite.
Yeah. So you know what? I do want to give credit to IMT here.
Alright. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that recap. Normally I do it by myself, but I was lucky enough to have Adam here. Adam, anything you want to shout out?
No, just keep checking out my boy Loco's content. If you want some of my own content, you can go check out the Mobilytics YouTube channel or Mobilytics on Twitter. Maybe I'll get my own social media, but for now, go check those guys out.
Alright. Yeah. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. And remember, I'm not crazy, I'm just Loco. Bye.